Folks at home, welcome to Tank Tuesday, and ever since we put in this 3D background and got this new vertical wood, I asked you all if we should get a pet turtle. About 50% of you said yes, 50% of you said no, and the people who said no had valid points. Some of them said that bass will eat turtles. I didn't know that, and others said they have specific needs like basking lamps and things of that nature. So we're going to discuss these points and hopefully resolve all these issues before the video is over. Now, we may answer the question of whether or not bass eat turtles later in this video because Lunker Hunt has come out with a turtle. It's a topwater turtle. We may test that in the tank with Bonnie and Clyde later in the video. But first, let's check in on our other pets. We got Moby up here in the 55-gallon planted tank, and then we also have Heisenberg, the electric blue crawfish down there. And I took his house out. We just got done cleaning his tank. There's one minnow in there for him. Heisenberg, if you can catch him, he's all yours. If not, we're going to feed him to Moby here in just a minute. We got his house out of there right now. I'm going to put that back in so he can feel a little bit more comfortable. Here's your house back, Heisenberg. And just in case you all missed it in the last video, we're designing a custom painted crankbait to match Heisenberg here. And we decided to go with kind of a combination of 2 and 3. I think we're going to use the color of 3 and then maybe put a chartreuse bottom on it. But as always, we like to start off Tank Tuesdays feeding our smallest pet bass, Moby. A lot of you guys asked about the catfish, and they're still hiding back there behind their log. They'll come out at night, but let's go ahead and drop Moby a minnow in. Sorry, Heisenberg, you weren't fast enough. Here we go, Moby. Got him. Tail sticking out. Now, since we weren't able to decide if putting a turtle in our 300-gallon tank was a good idea or not, Liz and I decided let's just do it right and get a turtle tank. So we're going to have Moby's 55-gallon tank, we're going to have a minnow tank here on the right, and we're going to have a turtle tank here on the left. The tank just delivered. Let's go check it out. Alright, and this is our turtle tank. We got it on Amazon.com, and I will put a link down in the description because it came with a lot of things that are a perfect setup for having a pet turtle. We also got some substrate and other things like that to get it ready, but first let's unbox it and check it out. Alright, now it is time to see what our family members think about this new pet turtle. Sarah, what do you think about a new Ninja Turtle in the house? Does that sound like a pretty good idea? Oh, I'm pretty sure I just heard a yeah out of her. So, most kids have to, she's being cute. Most kids have to beg their parents for pets, but by the time she's old enough to know what a pet is, she's going to have turtles, bass, a couple cats, a dog. She's going to have it all. You're going to have everything you need. All you're going to need is a fishing pole. I hear you, sweet girl. Alright, let's get back to that turtle tank and let you rest. This is our 20-gallon pet turtle tank, and just for comparison, you can see it's about twice the length of our 10-gallon minnow tank. So it's the same height, just double the length. And the aquarium also came with a waterfall style filter. That looks pretty cool. You can see it's got a frog sitting on top of it there, turtles down in it. It also came with a couple of heating lamps, basking lamps, that will sit right on top of this piece. That'll go on the top of the tank. And then I got some turtle food and the same substrate that we use in our other tanks, Eco Complete. And what I plan on doing is having one side of the tank that's kind of like land and the other side that's water. So we're going to stack the substrate up really high on the left side and have like a little mini pond on the right. Alright, let's check out our waterfall Repto filter. So I just installed the pump. The pump sits down there in the middle. Water comes in through these sides here, both sides. That's a filter and that's a filter. And then the pump will pump it back through here, and then it trickles down like a waterfall. You can see your inlet holes right there. That's where the water is going to come in through. Got a little lid for it. Time to install it. Alright, the filter installed nicely right there in the corner. That's going to be the deep little pond corner. This is going to be the shallow substrate corner. So I'm going to go ahead and put the substrate in now, stack it up higher on this side, leave it deep on this side. And the reason we decided to go with the Eco Complete is because we are planning on putting some live plants in here. Some things like lily pads and things like that. So I wanted to have a good substrate to where they could flourish. Alright, we just added 2 20-pound sacks, and I think that's going to be the perfect amount. I'm going to build a little slope right here to the right side for him to get out on. Alright, we got us a little slope built. Time to add some aqua. We're going to use our Python hose to fill the tank up. We're using tap water, also known as sink water. A lot of you guys ask us in the comments, do I have to treat my sink water? Yes, one thing we like to use is Prime. And it's a concentrate, so you don't have to use very much of it at all, but anytime you're using sink water, it has chlorine in it. You have to remove the chlorine anytime you have pets in water. So we're going to fill the tank up to the filter fill line, and then we're going to add our Prime to it. And there we go. We got water flow. So I just opened this box up and it looks like there's a lot more to this kit than I thought. So we got another 3-pack of filters. So it looks like we even have some turtle food. That may be the exact same food I got. It is the exact same food I got. I just got a lot bigger bottle of it. We've even got some plants down here. These are artificial plants. Don't know if we'll end up putting them in or not, because I definitely plan on adding some real plants, but it is pretty cool to see that they added a lot more stuff. I'm gonna open up these boxes, see what all's in it. All right, so this is what all comes in the kit. We've got a little basking area platform here. We got some fake plants, some turtle food, 3 filters. They even added some aquarium safe chlorine remover there. We got 2 lamps here. One of them is going to be your typical style bulb and the other is going to be your UVB bulb. Alright, we got the lamps installed, the filter is running, and guys, this is why you don't get a pet before you have the aquarium ready. Look at all that cloudiness in the water right there. Anytime you buy a new aquarium, you want to let everything get filtered out. You want to let everything cycle before you add a pet. So that's why we didn't get a pet turtle before we set up his tank. But we're still not through yet. We're going to add a few more things. We got some Miramo moss balls added and a Miramo moss log. Miramo can survive in almost any conditions. So we're going to let this thing sit overnight. So while we wait on the turtle tank to get ready, now it's time to start talking about the important stuff. What type of turtle are we going to get? And folks, believe it or not, about 20 years ago, as a kid, I worked all summer to save up my money to buy this 55-gallon aquarium. And this is the same aquarium that Moby's living in now. And I've raised pet turtles, pet bass, and even pet alligators. And that was back before I found out that it was illegal to raise pet alligators. But this tank has housed a lot of different things, but turtles were many, many years ago. But I know a bunch of you all have experience with turtles, so I'm asking for your advice right now. What should I do to this tank? Are there plants that I can put in here that the turtle will like to eat? Just add any tips in the comments below on keeping a pet turtle. But now let's talk about the type of pet turtle I want to get. So when I was a kid, I'd go out on the Alabama River and I'd sit out there for hours in a day trying to catch the smallest baby turtle I could find. And there was one species of turtle, I want to say that it was a map turtle, but I'm not 100% sure. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. It had humps on its back and the outer shell was really jagged, and I'm going to add a picture here to kind of show what it used to look like. That is the type of turtle I would like to catch for this aquarium, and I'm pretty sure I've seen it down here in the Mobile Delta, so I think I could catch it again. But if any of you could identify this and let me know if it is a map turtle. But one thing I don't want to do is go out and buy a pet turtle. As I've done with all the bass, I'd like to catch them out in the wild and give them a good home. Alrighty, it is the next day and you can tell the water has definitely settled in. I added a little basking table right there. I also added a piece of driftwood up here on the top. The water is looking much, much better. Crystal clear. And I also got in our background. This is the background that's going to go on the back of the turtle aquarium, and I think that's a perfect fitting background for a turtle. Now that is much better. Now rather than the turtle having to look at some wires in the background, he's got a little forest. You know, I was going to put this little turtle in our 300-gallon aquarium to see if our big bass would hit it. But I figured why not just give Moby a shot at it. He's the most aggressive bass I've seen, so let's just drop it in there and see if he would hit it. I know that our bigger bass would hit it. So here we go. Yep, he definitely tried. He's sizing it up. Yep, Moby didn't want any part of a turtle sitting in his tank. Alright, and our first subscriber clip comes from Mark Vanderwire, and he says, "Hey Bama Bass, my name is Jake. Here's a video of me feeding my pet bass a frog." That is very cool, Jake. That is what I've spent many mornings of my life trying to do, get a bass to eat a frog. Let's hit that one more time in slow motion. And our next clip comes from Joshua, and he says, "This is my peacock bass trying to eat a crawfish." I can see you're also having trouble with your bass eating a crawfish. Alright, and this last clip comes from Carly Emerson, and they say it's my pet green sunfish jumping out of the water to eat. That sunfish got some airtime. Kind of reminds me of Sheriff, but got more airtime than Sheriff could ever get, that's for sure. But that's going to wrap up this video. Make sure you all are subscribed. That way you can join us every week when we release Tank Tuesday videos. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you all next week.
Honey, were pretty looking people, but I can tell you people, they were the devil's children. Bonnie and Clyde began their